Hello guys and welcome to Unit 1 of Computer Fundamentals and Programming. As you all know, computer fundamentals have already been discussed in your previous subjects way back in your K to 12 years. So I expect each and every one of you to be familiar with the terms and concepts and ideas that we will be discussing today. This will only serve as a refresher. So first, what are the functionalities of a computer? So a computer takes data as input, stores the data in its memory and uses them as required. It processes the data and converts it into useful information. It generates the output as well as control all the above four steps. So this is the diagram that we have for a computer. So it accepts input, it processes the input, and it generates an output. So a computer can be your cell phone, computer can be your television, a computer can be your calculator, computer can be your abacus. So it can be electronic, it can be manual, it can be advanced, it can be simple. Even a microwave, even a toaster, even a rice cooker can be considered as a computer. Advantages of computers, they are high speed, okay, meaning they compute very fast, capable of performing calculation of very large amounts of data. The computer has units of speed in microsecond, nanosecond, okay, can perform millions of calculations in a few seconds. It is very accurate. Calculations are 100% error-free. Computers perform all jobs with 100% accuracy, provided that the input is correct. Computers can perform all jobs with 100% accuracy, provided that the input it is correct. Storage capability. Memory is an important characteristic of computer. So we must always remember that memory can either be RAM or ROM, read only or random access. Read only memory can be in the form of fixed storage such as CDs or punch cards, random access in the form of the actual computer RAM. Okay. We could also consider secondary storages such as hard disks or flash drives or USB storage devices. Diligence, unlike human beings, a computer is free from monotony, tiredness, and lack of concentration. So computers do not have any form of boredom. You can do the task any number of times for an infinite period. Can perform those tasks with the same speed and accuracy. Computers are also versatile, can perform more than one particular job. They are reliable. Their components have long lives and maintenance is easy. Computers also provide automation. It is an automatic machine. Once you program something, it will perform that task on the same accuracy and the same speed and same reliability. It also provides reduction in paperwork and cost. Now, what are the disadvantages? It has no intelligence quotient or IQ. We could also include it does not have any emotional quotient or EQ, no feeling. They are dependent on the user and they are also dependent on their environment. Computer should be thus free and it has a suitable environment to function. Okay? Computers have no EQ or feelings or emotions. However, with the introduction of artificial intelligence, computers are getting more and more intelligent. Okay? So meaning this particular disadvantage is slowly fading. You can see self-driving cars. We can see self-driving drones. We can see creating programs or programs creating unique images, pictures, or paintings even. And then slowly, artificial intelligence is training computers to have a sense of feeling. Okay, may be in the near future that computers can sympathize with another computer or even with human beings. Computer applications, so they are used for businesses. They have high speed of calculation, diligence, accuracy, reliability, and versatility. Perfect for processing business operations. Okay. It can also be used for banking, such as online accounting facility and ATM machines, for insurance companies, for calculating and processing data with regards to insurance. Of course, they can also be used for education, such as what we are doing right now, which is face-to-face online education. I mean, non-face-to-face online education. So computer education is rapidly increasing the graph of number of computer students. So right now, no schools, regardless of the subject, are not using any form of computer to teach their students, most especially during this time of pandemic. Marketing can also be used for advertising and home shopping. If you are familiar with um, Facebook, if you are browsing Facebook, you can see that there are different ads. Most of the ads are targeted according to your recent searches or history, or maybe you have browsed on other sites such as Google with a particular idea or product, or you have searched something on Shopee or Lazada. You will be surprised to see that those products can also be targeted to you via Facebook. Okay, have you ever imagined or have you ever noticed those instances wherein you have searched for a particular product in one app and then you have seen a related product on Facebook being endorsed? It is also very important in the field of healthcare. Okay, computers are used not only to analyze data but to operate different devices such as ECG, ultrasound, CT scan, MRI, okay, and other particular equipments. It also be used to perform invasive and non-invasive procedures such as basic surgery or checking the condition of your heart, of uh, newborn baby or fetus inside the mother's womb. For your course, it is also widely used and adopted for engineering, the different forms of engineering, particularly in computer aided design, as well as in automation through the use of um, sensors and other circuitry. The military also uses computers. If you have heard the news lately, they are using automated drones in order for them to drop missiles or bombs to their target. Computers have also been used to enhance the form of communication, such as email, chatting, online learning, video conferencing, such as the use of Zoom, Google Meet, and the likes. It's also used by the government to enhance the processes in their different departments. Okay. Computers have evolved, and these evolutions are separated into five generations. So we have the first generation, which is from 1946 to 59. These are vacuum tube based. Vacuum tube are like big electric light bulbs that suck up enormous amount of electricity. Then from 59 to 65, this is transistor based. So this is the small form of vacuum tubes. So through the use of transistors, which can be the size of a lithium battery found in flashlights, okay, to as maybe a grain of rice. Okay, those are the size of transistors. Then from 65 to 71, we have the ICs or integrated circuit. From 71 to 1980, we have the VLSI microprocessor. Then from 1980 onwards, we have the ULSI microprocessor. So these are small processors. What are the computer types? Computer types can be classified according to their speed and computing power. So we have the PC, or personal computer, which can either be your cell phone, your laptop, or your desktop. We also have a workstation, a mini computer, a mainframe, and a supercomputer. Take note, guys, during this particular time, there are actually some setups of computer that can be considered as a mainframe or a supercomputer already. In fact, there are even laptops that can be considered as a mini computer or a workstation or even a mainframe. It all depends on the configuration. So this particular types were created before the introduction of super fast computers. So imagine even the newest iPhone can be considered as a PC or even a supercomputer already. It depends on the particular purpose or task. Okay, so I will not be describing each and every one of this particular description, but kindly read them up. Some of the types are separated also according to the users, like the mini computer, okay, and the mainframe and the supercomputers. But take note, during our particular generation, these terms or this particular type of computers can be interchanged. Meaning a PC can be already be a mainframe, a PC can already be a supercomputer. Okay, computer components. Components follow the same logical structure and perform the following basic five operations for converting raw data into useful information. Take note, data and information are different. Data is like your ingredients. It is uncooked, whereas information are already cooked or ready for consumption. So data is meaningless while information is meaningful. Take note of that. Now, operation, we take input, we store data, we process the data, we output the information, and we control the workflow. So this is the diagram showing the different components. Well, input unit, which goes with the CPU unit comprising of the memory, control, and arithmetic and logical unit. And we have the output unit. For the input unit, it contains devices with the help of which we enter data into the computer. It links the user and the computer. It translates the information into a form understandable by the computer. So we have the CPU, considered as the brain of the computer. So it performs all the data processing operations, stores data, immediate results, and instructions. It has three components: the ALU, or arithmetic logic unit, memory unit, and control unit. We also have the output unit, consisting of devices with the help of which we get the information from the computer. It links the computer and the user. It translates the computer output into a form understandable by the user. Now, for the CPU is the brain of the computer and performs all the data processing. Now, take note, guys. This is the actual CPU which is embedded in the computer. Most people actually mistaken the computer tower case as the CPU, but it's not. It's actually the computer unit, not CPU unit. Okay, so take note, this is the actual CPU. Now, this particular CPU is for desktop computers. For your laptop or for your cell phone, it might come in a smaller packages or smaller package, and most of the time, it is already soldered or it is already embedded in your unit and it cannot be upgraded. See, unlike in a desktop, wherein this can be put in and put out if you want to upgrade your particular CPU. The CPU has three units, as I have stated. Okay, so memory, control, and arithmetic and logic. For the memory, it stores instructions, data, and intermediate results. It is also known as the internal storage unit or main memory of the primary storage or random access memory. Its size affects the speed, power, and capability. Primary and secondary memory are two types of memory in the computer. So for the primary memory, we have the actual RAM. So if you are familiar with the term 16 gig, 8 gigs of RAM, 4 gigs of RAM, once you turn off the computer, all the data stored there are lost. Okay, for the secondary memory, we have the flash drive, the hard disk drive, the SATA, and NVMe drives. Okay, so those are the secondary memory. So the purpose of the memory storage unit is to store all the data and instructions required for processing. It also stores the final results of the processing before they are released to the output device. For the control unit, controls all parts of the computer, okay, but does not carry any actual data processing operations. The functions are controlling the transfer of data, coordinating, managing the units of the computer, okay, communicating with the input and output devices. We also have the ALU, or arithmetic and logic unit. For the arithmetic section, it provides processes for arithmetic operations and complex operations done by making repetitive use of the above operations. We also have the logic operation, which performs comparing, selecting, matching, and merging of data. So that is the process of the ALU, or arithmetic logic unit. Again, we have the CPU, central processing unit, which contains the memory unit or storage, the control unit, and the ALU, or arithmetic and logic unit. For the computer devices, I think all of you are familiar with this one. We will just run down on the basic devices. We have the keyboard. I guess all of you have already seen a keyboard. A keyboard can be in your computer, in your laptop, in your cell phone, even a Nokia black and white phone, a 2G phone has a keyboard. Okay. So the keyboard are of two sizes. We have the 84 keys or 102 keys, and we also have 104 or 108 keys, which has special functions. We have the typing keys, A to Z and 0 to 9. We have the numeric keypad. Okay, we have the function keys, F1 to F, okay, F12. We have the control keys, okay, and special purpose keys. For the mouse, okay, it is the most popular pointing device. Okay. This one is also influenced by Steve Jobs. Okay. They are one of the first companies to actually use the device in their computer. Okay. But this was originally conceptualized by the Xerox company. Okay. A generic mouse has the left and right button, but right now you can see mouse that are programmable. Some are wireless, some are wired, okay. Some are battery powered, some are USB or wired powered. Okay. The joystick can be used as a pointing device or even as a controlling device. Okay, can be found in your computer, can be found in your consoles. Okay, it has the same functionality as that of a mouse. Scanner. During this time, I think most of you are using your cell phone as a scanner, but a scanner is very similar to a photocopy machine that is connected to your computer and is able to digitize hard paper copies of documents into digital copies. The digitizer. So the digitizer is an input device that can convert signal into your computer. Usually, what a digitizer looks like is this one. We have a pen and a board. Another example is if you are familiar with the Apple Pencil. Okay, it can be used with the iPad in order for you to draw or manipulate the screen. Also, the Samsung Note, and then your Samsung phones which supports pen. So those are the sample of digitizer. So the digitizer uses a tablet, okay, this one, and a pen. But for your cell phone, what actually happens is that there's a special screen layer on top of your LCD, which reacts to the pen. So there are times when the digitizer is non-functioning, so the pen cannot function, but you can still scroll or touch your cell phone screen. The reason behind that is that the digitizer is a separate layer from the actual cell phone screen. Okay, so we also have microphone, and then these are old stuff. We have the magnetic ink card reader. We have the OCR, optical character reader. We have the barcode, which you can see on the supermarket. We have output devices. For the output devices, the most commonly seen are the monitors or your screen. We also have the printers and This is the grandfather of the printers, the graphic platter. For the monitors, we have CRTs. If you are familiar with this one, they are very heavy, very big, and very bulky, which consists of cathode ray tubes. The only good thing about the cathode ray tube are that they are very, very sturdy, unlike LCD. However, they consume high power and they are very large. For the flat panel display, we have what we call the LED and LCD. Okay, so emissive display is this are displays that converts electrical energy into, for example, plasma panel and LED or light emitting diodes. We also have non-emissive, which converts optical effects to convert sunlight or light from some other source into graphics, which are LCD. So take note for this flat panel display monitors, the most common that we have right now are LED. Okay. However, it is also further categorized into three, which is the ordinary uh, LCD LED. So it uses liquid crystal display with an LED backlit, meaning the your screen is being given light or given images by a light emitting diode. We also have the IPS, which is popularized by the iPhone. So it has a clearer and better display than LED, and it is able to produce brighter colors and saturation. We also have the VA panel, which is better than LED and is able to produce good dark colors, black and white colors, but is not as um, as color capable as that of the IPS. If you are actually gaming, another form for the LED is called the TN panel, which is the very basic panel. So we have TN, we have VA panel, and then we have the IPS panel. If you are into gaming using monitors. For the printers, we have the impact and non-impact printers. Impact printers basically prints by striking uh, symbols or characters into a ribbon which is pressed on the paper. The impact printers are some examples are character printers, such as dot matrix printers, which are very noisy, like like a squealing pig. Okay. Those are dot matrix printers, which are still used up until now for receipts. A DC printer, and just read on it. I have not seen a DC wheel printer. A line printer, also I have not seen line printers and drum printers. Okay, they are, if I'm not mistaken, they are not used anymore, as well as stain printers. We also have non-impact printers, which are lasers and inkjet. Take note, laser printers are not only a high speed or high quality, but aside from black, there are also colored laser printers. However, they are more expensive as compared to inkjet printers, which is, if I'm not mistaken, uh, your most commonly seen types of printers. Okay, so that is all for now, guys. I hope you have learned something, and good luck. And hopefully, we can learn more in the coming weeks. God bless, guys. Take care.